Welcome back to the sanctuary, where we decode the unspoken languages of the heart. You are watching Whatever You Need, the only digital observatory that refuses to accept the superficial gloss of celebrity culture, and instead dives into the profound, often turbulent waters of human connection. If you have been searching for a corner of the internet that treats the stories of the stars with the dignity of a novel rather than the disposal of a tabloid, you have finally arrived home. Today, we are turning our analytical lens toward a phenomenon that has defined an era of Turkish television. We are talking about two names that, when spoken together, are enough to send social media timelines into a frenzy of speculation and hope. We are talking about Kerem Bürsin and Hande Erçel. For years, they have danced on the razor's edge between fiction and reality, captivating millions with a chemistry so potent it seemed to burn through the screen. But today, the narrative has shifted. A secret escape, a series of blurry photographs, and a silence louder than any press release have confirmed what the world has long suspected. We are witnessing the evolution of a partnership that refused to be defined by the spotlight. Before we unravel the details of this seaside revelation, I need you to solidify your place in our community. Press that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a beat of the truth. And for those of you who want to support independent, high-caliber journalism and gain access to exclusive psychological profiles, I strongly encourage you to click the Join button below. Your support is the foundation upon which Whatever You Need is built. Now take a deep breath and let us step into the quiet storm. The genesis of the spark. To understand the magnitude of the news we are discussing today, we must first rewind to the genesis of the spark. When Kerem Bürsin and Hande Erçel first stepped into the roles of Serkan Bolat and Eda Yıldız in the global phenomenon Sen Kalkapimi, they did not merely recite lines from a script, they engaged in a form of emotional alchemy. They played a couple who won the hearts of millions not just through plot twists, but through a connection that felt visceral, immediate, and inevitable. That chemistry, so natural it seemed to bypass the conscious mind, immediately raised the suspicions of a global audience. What if the line between the character and the actor had blurred? What if there was something more accumulating in the spaces between the takes and the pages of the scripts? The rumors never stopped. For years, there were whispers in the corridors of the industry, microscopic clues deciphered by devoted fans who analyzed glances and gestures like forensic scientists, and public appearances carefully calibrated to the millimeter to maintain professional ambiguity. Yet, there was never a truly explicit confirmation. Why? Because both Kerem and Hande have always chosen the path of extreme discretion. They adopted a philosophy of protecting their private life with a care that is incredibly rare in the voracious world of show business, letting their work do the talking while keeping the tender reality of their lives shielded from prying eyes. The fracture in the shell, and that is precisely why any crack in that protective shell makes noise, real, seismic noise. In recent weeks, the impenetrable fortress of privacy they built around themselves allowed a single beam of light to escape. Kerem and Hande have been spotted on a short, clandestine vacation away from the chaotic rhythm of Istanbul, a getaway designed by its very nature to remain invisible. The intention was clear: to go unnoticed, to carve out a temporal break in a place where the sea erases footprints in the sand, and the wind drowns out the words of the outside world. But for those who live in the blinding glare of the spotlight, anonymity is often a cruel mirage. Confirmation has arrived not through a staged photo shoot, but from the tenacity of the Turkish press and sources intimately close to the couple. They have chosen a picture-perfect destination, a sanctuary amidst hidden coves and fiery sunsets, to share moments that, until yesterday, belonged only to the sanctity of their own memories. The power of the blurry image. The leaked images are few. They are taken from afar, grainy and blurry. In an age of high-definition perfection, one might dismiss them. Yet, in this context, they are enough. In fact, their imperfection is their validation. Because here, the news isn't simply they're together, we have suspected that for eons. The real revelation concerns the visible strength of the bond, the palpable serenity that shines through those low-resolution fragments, and the unsaid weight that carries more meaning than 1,000 polished declarations. We are not talking about yet another fleeting passion between famous faces that burns bright and fades fast. We are looking at a story that seems to have resisted the crushing pressure of time and public attention. After years of speculation, alternating silences, and the inevitable distance that life imposes, this getaway feels like a significant step up the ladder of commitment. It is not a summer whim. It is a natural, grounded gesture from two people who now feel like a unified team against the world. A question for the whatever you need community. I want to pause here and ask you a question about the nature of celebrity relationships. Do you find a relationship more convincing when it is splashed across magazine covers, or when it is discovered in quiet, stolen moments like this? Does privacy make the love feel more real to you? Head down to the comments section right now. Are you team public declaration or team private sanctuary? Your insights fuel the intellectual engine of this channel. And while you are there, please smash that like button if you appreciate this respectful analysis of their privacy. The hidden love narrative. The Turkish press has thrown around expressions like hidden love and secret relationship to describe this excursion, and there is no doubt that this trip became the spark that reignited the dormant flames of rumors. But let's look closer at the details that have emerged. They speak of simple, precious days, breakfasts on a terrace overlooking the infinite blue of the sea, walks hand in hand sheltered by the jagged rocks of the coastline, laughter muffled by the rhythmic sound of the surf. These are small glimpses of intimacy that, for us, might seem mundane. But for two such well-known faces, whose every movement is usually tracked by a crew or a camera phone, these moments are the ultimate luxury. Imagine the scene, Kerem and Hande, for once just Kerem and Hande. No lighting crew, no director shouting, cut, no obligation to look perfect for an audience. This authenticity, more than any scandalous scoop, tells the ultimate truth about their connection. The vindication of the Hankers. A unanimous chorus of celebration erupted on social media the moment these images surfaced. The fanbase, the legendary Hankers, greeted the news not with shock, but with the deep satisfaction of vindication. They accepted this as the confirmation they had been waiting for patiently, loyally, for years. For many, this couple represents something special, something that transcends the typical celebrity worship. Why? Because the audience watched them grow artistically side by side. Because the burning sweetness they brought to the screen as Serkan and Ida seemed too rooted in reality to be extinguished without a trace. And then there is the profound admiration for the way they handled it all. No theatrics, no messy breakups played out on Twitter, no exhibitionism. Just the essentials. Choosing privacy in today's digital economy is a radical statement of identity. And that escape, conducted with modesty, is proof that you can experience a great love without exposing it to the algorithm for validation. The future of the dynasty. What will change now, for them and for the trajectory of their careers? The attention, there is no denying it, will only grow exponentially. The spotlight will become brighter, the questions from reporters more insistent. But if their bond is truly as solid as it appears in those grainy photos, we will see them navigate this new phase with the same elegance with which they have so far avoided the pitfalls of cheap gossip. Small signs might begin to appear, tiny, measured gestures on social media, or, over time, a few joint appearances in official settings that carry a new weight. And already, the word that is making the feeds tremble is whispered in the corners of the fandom: marriage. Is it just conjecture? Sure. But is it far-fetched? Not when you consider the duration of their connection, and the perceived seriousness of this reconciliation. The Turkish television scene is built on strong passions and great comebacks, and they are its pillars: he, charismatic, ironic, and grounded; she, luminous, determined, and evolving. Together they could become a strategic force, supporting each other in their professional choices. And why not dream of them gifting the public with a new on-screen collaboration, this time with the freedom of those who no longer have to hide the truth behind the fiction? The paradox of exposure. The most fascinating part of this story is the masterclass in how Kerem and Hande preserved a margin of mystery in an era where everything is hyperexposed. They carved out an intimate perimeter, a sacred space where feelings could breathe, protected by a few clear rules: fewer words, more reality. This escape, more than a vacation, became the symbol of that intimacy. The blurry photos, like scattered pieces of a puzzle, invite the audience to imagine the rest, to read between the lines of happiness. It is a powerful reminder, even those who live by the light of the camera can choose the shadow when it comes to the matters of the soul. For those who have followed the rumors from the beginning, this feels like the final, satisfying piece of a long choral tale. It is tangible proof that the spark of Sankalkapimi wasn't just acting technique. The desire of so many viewers, to see Serkan and Ida's chemistry migrate into reality, has found a path, not spectacular but authentic. They did everything their own way, without sensational announcements, without the frenzy of officializing, relying on the truth of gestures and the test of time. The strategy of silence. If we delve deeper, the way the press covered the story says a lot about the ecosystem they inhabit. There were meticulous articles, frame-by-frame analysis of every pixel, and confidential interviews with witnesses who saw them up close. Curiously, while all this is happening, Kerem and Hande are making no statements. They choose silence. They let the images, the fragments, the size of the wind speak for themselves. This is a brilliant strategy that, certainly, fuels new questions, but ultimately allows them to control the narrative. No press release can be twisted if there is no press release. No orchestrated campaign can fail if there is no campaign. Everything emerges through the natural force of the facts, through the almost inevitable logic of two people in love seeking a moment of normalcy, and ending up under observation anyway. This paradox engenders empathy. Those who follow them understand the difficulty of being a couple when every gesture risks becoming a headline. A lesson in love in essence, that romantic getaway was exactly the revelation many were waiting for. It transformed whispers into a believable plot, portraying a mature relationship made of thoughtful choices and mutual protection. It sends a powerful message to the industry and the fans alike. Even in the world of stars, love can be a refuge, not a show. A space where you can build your future piece by piece, free from the constant buzz of those demanding more. Let's retrace the essential chapters of this story: the meeting on set, the magic that set ratings ablaze, the first questions that never truly went unresolved, the choice of a carefully protected private life, up until the escape that changed the narrative's rhythm. It is not the end. On the contrary, it seems like the beginning of a new phase, one in which the couple, without any fanfare, hints at a shared plan. Details matter: the knowing look in a stolen photo, the gesture with which he fixes her hair against the sea breeze, the pace that matches the other's walk. Little things. Maybe. But it is the little things that build lasting relationships, and it is the little things that have turned this fiction into a legend. Before you go, I want to hear your prediction. Do you think we will see them on screen together again in 2025? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to whatever you need, and join our member circle for more behind-the-scenes intel. Until the next chapter is written, keep your eyes on the horizon. This has been Whatever You Need. Thank you for watching.